What a way to start. By coughing in your face. We are live. Hello, boys and girls, cats and dogs. We are an inclusive channel around here. And this is Topic Tuesday. So I hope everyone is well. And let's just start off as we're gathering. You know, your standard icebreaker questions. What's on your hook? What's in your cup? That sort of thing. I'll just quickly run through my normal weekly schedule. Today is Tuesday. It's always Topic Tuesday. Rotating topics. Sometimes they're new, but mostly it just rotates. And then Wednesdays, Wednesday free for alls. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern, immediately following Granny D. Thursdays I usually don't post a video. Fridays, sometimes I'll post a recorded video. More often I'll go live, and that's at 4 p.m. Eastern. Saturdays I usually don't post anything. Sundays I have a Sunday reading. Hey, Denny. Sundays I have a Sunday reading of poetry. Sometimes it's recorded, sometimes it's live. Hey, Shatika. And then Mondays, I have my series of Monday Men conversations. Hey, Jackie. Conversations with men in the yarn world. And I've met some of the most amazing people doing that. And then here we are back at Tuesday. And Jackie, I am pretty well. How are you? Glad to see everybody here. Hey, Granny D. Glad to see everybody here. So, you know, standard icebreaker. Oh, I hope you do return. I'll probably only be an hour today because I do have to go out and run some errands. Well, that didn't come out right. What was I thinking? So, since I'll just pretend it didn't happen. So I don't have an awful lot to show you. Oh, hey, Gracie. Don't have a lot to show you today. Let's see. I posted this on Instagram this week. This is a rectangular scarf or wrap. And I should have the pattern up on Ravelry soon. And right now I'm working on a triangular version of it, which this is with Feels Like Butter. I wish I had used a larger hook than I did, but still it came out nicely. When I was writing up the pattern, I recommended using a hook larger than the yarn recommends. You can use any yarn you want. And then this is the triangular version that I'm working on. This one I'm using a bulky weight yarn, and I'm using a much larger hook. This is a 9mm hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I don't know that I'm really happy with this either. Anyway, I'm going to put it down because if I try to do it while I'm talking, I'm surely going to mess up. So, and I've been doing just hats and things. Um, Nothing else to report. It's been a quiet time, but then that's how I usually am in the winter. Oh, what's happening with your husband's knee? Is he going to have like a knee replacement surgery or something? Hmm. I have to say, I've been very fortunate with my joints, even though I used to be so incredibly heavy. So, aside from occasional gout, I've been pretty fortunate. Um, mm, mm. I understand that knee replacement is painful, but in the end, it's worth it. I don't know. I've never been through it. Um, so anyway, still waiting for more people to come along. The topic today is, what are you avoiding? Meaning specifically, um, what projects or techniques have you been wanting to do but haven't done it yet? Either because it's intimidating, or it just seems like a very large project, or um, you don't know that you're up to it. Ooh, both knees at once. That's got to be even more painful and inconvenient. I have known people I had a pianist friend. I mean, he did it for a living, and he had to have both wrists, have surgery on both wrists at once. And that was pretty awful. No, maybe they did one and then they did the other. But it was weird. He's right-handed, and I think they did his right wrist, and he didn't know how to do anything with his left hand. Um, Even going to the bathroom, he didn't know how to do that with his left hand. Put on his clothes. Um, so if I recall correctly, they didn't do both wrists at once. I knew somebody else for whom they had done both wrists at once, and that I can't imagine that. But then I've even though I used to type for a living, I've been pretty fortunate with my wrists as well. So, excuse me. I always say I've got seasonal allergies. Ooh, 250 stitches. That sounds like a very large project. Hey, Cuppy. That sounds like a very large project, Denny. Um, yep, yep, yep. So, let's see. What else do we have to talk about? I put something up on Ravelry just last week, and now I can't remember what it was. But I think it was my Tunisian mesh stitch shawl. The hairpin lace stitch. I don't know that one. Um, let's see. Is there anything that I am avoiding? I would like to do more with oh, The one that Ginger likes so much, the one that Tina teaches, Mosaic. Oh, my cheeriness comes and goes. But thank you. I'm glad to see you too. Um, so yeah, I would like to do something more with Mosaic, but I'm just waiting for a an idea to take me by storm. Um, let's see. Oh, also, by the way, I've been talking about, and I think Nightbot will be telling you about the there's a crochet along, knit along, a year-long project, and in the first quarter, which is January, February, March. Hey, Lisa. What was I going to say? Yes. The Yeah, this knit along crochet along is organized by a friend of mine who does a tremendous amount of fundraising for AIDS research and AIDS service organizations. And so just yesterday or today, I sent off a donation based on the purchases of that particular pattern. It's the Alicia shawl. Which actually has been my best-selling pattern, um, which is which has been pretty nice. I would like to sell more, of course. Let's see, what else? I don't know that there's anything else that I've been avoiding. Um, I actually started a second channel that is not yarn related at all. Just trying to be more commercial and make a little more YouTube money and other kinds of money. It's mostly about affiliate marketing. Um, and let's see. Oh, hey, Kenny. Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, thank you for sharing it. Um, let's see. I mean, that's I always, you know, say the like, subscribe, comment, share business too. And also, I don't say thank you enough to people who are here, people who have supported me all along, people who are watching the replay. So, yeah, thank you to everybody. What else is going on? I don't have any other announcements. Does anybody else have anything they want to announce? Um, so, Kenny, our topic today is what are you avoiding? Is there any kind of a project, yarn related or not, that you are just putting off because it's a big project or it's intimidating or don't think you're up to it? So we were talking about a few things. Um, so, what else is going on, people? So I'm going to post the link if anybody wants to come up and visit. Normally I can run my, hey Barbara, normally I can run my mouth nonstop, but right now. Okay, Nightbot just told you about the knit along, crochet along. And there's a link to the Ravelry group that gives information about it. So anyway, what else do we have to talk about? I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. Maybe I'll just pick up my project and try to keep working on it. Because it's not that hard. Oh, I completely understand that, Cuppy. I'm very often in that situation myself. But honestly, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. And a lot of people forget that. Some people never learned it. So, you know, let us know how that goes for you. Exactly, Barbara. Did somebody just leave? Because Barbara was saying to have a good day. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Nightbot is telling you about my blog, and I have to admit I haven't really updated it enough lately. Now, how did I do that? Oh, I see. Yep. Jackie, I think that sounds like a great idea. Hey there.
Hey, David, what you doing?
Just messing around. What about you?
Oh, Well, I gave up trying to get a squirrel out of the house and finally called the hubby and said, "You're on squirrel duty when you get home."
Uh-oh.
We got a squirrel in the cabin and I can't get it out.
Mm.
It's hiding from me. I had to put the dogs in the kennel so they don't try and eat the squirrel.
Squirrels can be pretty mean, or so I hear.
Yeah, they can. Like you don't want to have to get near it when you getting it out of the house. So I don't even know how it got in because everything was shut tight. So hubby needs to look through the cabin and see if there's a hole somewhere because they'll chew through wood. They'll chew right through a roof to get into a house. So
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, he's gonna have to do some investigating tonight when he gets home. So I haven't been crocheting because I've been on a squirrel hunt, literally. I'm not hearing it either. Anyway, so what you working on? You got anything new that you're working on?
Well, I'm working on this triangular shawl.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It's this sample. I'm using a chunk of yarn, and I'm thinking that
Mhm.
the last time I did something with this stitch, I used a hook that I thought was too small, and
Mhm.
now I'm thinking I'm using a hook that was a little bit too big. But I don't know. I'm just gonna see how far I get with it, and then probably make another one and figure out what's going on.
Cuppy says you have a calming effect, David.
I do,
Yeah.
meaning I put you to sleep. I know I do that to some
Laughing at me.
people.
Tank, I can't get rid of the squirrel. Tank was trying to help me on another live because I saw it coming down the hall while I was in chat on Crystal's live, and I told Tank, I said, "There's a squirrel in the house." I put out Cheerios, but the Cheerios aren't working. I don't have
Oh,
any peanuts.
we have quite a crowd in here now.
We do. Look at
That's
that. No,
nice.
but that shawl's looking really pretty. I like the stitching on it.
Yeah, this is it's the same stitch sequence that I used for this. I posted this on Instagram, and I should have it on Ravelry soon.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's the same stitch sequence, except this is the one where I thought that I would have benefited from a slightly larger hook.
Mhm.
So that's why I wound up using a hook too large. And this is a rectangular wrap, and the one I'm doing now, I'm trying to turn it into a triangular wrap, or a triangular shawl.
Hey, Tiffany.
Oh, hey, Tiffany. And everybody else I haven't yet greeted. Where's Granny D when you need her? Actually, she was here earlier, but she had to step out. She was hoping she would be able to to be back before I'm done. But I'm probably just going to keep it to an hour today because I do have to go out and run some errands.
David, is that a fur skin teddy bear behind your head?
Which one? The one in the corner?
Not the one in the corner, the one next to the one in the corner.
No, it's just regular plush, and he's wearing jeans and a plaid shirt,
He looks a
and
lot like
glasses.
a
He's meant
lot
to.
like a fur skin. I thought for
Oh,
sure he was
Bertkin? Oh,
a fur skin teddy
I
bear.
think he came from Build-A-Bear. So, but he's
That's
meant to look like me because of the plaid shirt and
the
the
plaid shirt. It's
glasses that
cute.
look like mine.
I love teddy bears.
So yeah, he's awfully cute. That was a gift from my ex many years ago, actually. So
Jackie says that possums are meaner than squirrels.
I don't really want
I don't want
personal
either.
experience with either.
Me neither. This is, this is not the first time we've had a squirrel problem, and I'm about tired. So, I saw on Amazon they sell like these ultrasonic sound thingies that you can hang around your house that squirrels apparently don't like, and it's supposed to help keep them out of your house. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
need to figure something out because we've had squirrel problems now for a couple days. So, and my husband thought he got it out of the house, but it's back. So I don't know. It's getting in somehow.
Mm. One of the places where I lived in New York City, I had a problem with mice. And I looked at all different kinds of ways to get rid of them. Like they're supposed to not like peppermint oil.
Hmm.
So if you like make your house minty fresh, apparently it'll drive them away, and it didn't. And then I got like crystallized fox urine because that's supposed to scare them away because foxes eat squirrels, and that didn't work. So in the end, I think we sort of coexisted until I wound up moving out of that place, which was not all that long afterward.
Yes, Jackie. I live in the mountains. I live in the Rocky Mountains, actually. Literally, I live on a mountain, on the base of it. And we have squirrels and chipmunks on each side of the cabin, and they argue with each other over territory. It's the
Uh-oh.
funniest thing. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. They bark at each other and they fight for space. But yeah, so I'm still working on a dragon, amigurumi, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on the Cabbage Patch Kid doll. Oh, and I started my first block blanket. It is a heirloom sample block blanket, and it's a crochet along, and we do one square a week, which I'm already itching to do the other square, because I'm thinking, man, 64 squares, that's 64 weeks. That's a long time. But she won't give us the pattern ahead of time for all the squares, so I'm like, I'm ready to do the second square, and I can't until Thursday.
Oh well.
It's driving me crazy.
How large are the squares, the individual squares?
7 inches. Yeah, they're 7 inches are the squares. So it's going to be a nice size blanket. Hot peppers may work, but I don't know if they would fall for that or not. Tim, we don't have hot paper. I'm in Montana, Jackie. I'm in western northwest Montana. It's cold here. It's snowing right now. It's a very light snow. It's been snowing since I think about 2 a.m. this morning.
But you're used to that.
Yeah, I am now. This is my second winter, and this winter definitely is not as frigid as last winter, but I think it's just because my blood is thickening up and I'm getting used to it. I had fun driving my son to school today.
Oh yeah.
I thought, oh, the roads won't be bad, right? Because it's very fresh snow, and usually they're not bad. I was going around the corner, and I wasn't speeding. I was only going maybe 25 miles per hour. But instead of driving around the corner, I kind of just slid like a slide around the corner. Around the
Ooh.
corner. And my son's in the back seat. He's like, "Oh, this is fun. Do it again." I'm like, "No, mom's not doing it again. It's a big truck, and that was not a fun slide." He's like, "That was great."
Was there ice underneath the snow?
No, it was just the snow. I mean, that's why I wasn't worried. It was warm the day before, and it was the roads were all very, very dry. So it's just the way my tires hit the snow, I guess. But yeah, I did a thing like that. I went, I was like, all righty then. I didn't have problems coming back. because by the time I was coming back, the plows came out and they were throwing dirt. So this was before the plows could get out. They had a late start. I don't know if it's because they weren't expecting snow. Because I mean, our winters don't stop until like way after April. Sometimes we have snow clear into May, so I don't know why the plows weren't out early this morning. But yeah, Jackie's originally from Colorado, but you're in California right now. My husband's godparents live in Southern California. You always wanted to go to Montana. It's beautiful up here, especially in the summer before the fires start. Once the fire starts, though, the smoke kind of ruins it, but it is gorgeous up here. And if you're an outdoorsy person, this is a place to be because there's a ton to do, even in the winter.
So, are you in a place that's like far removed from a town?
Yeah, I'm in a very, very small, teeny tiny country town. The closest city to me is Missoula, and that's about an hour away.
So then, like for grocery shopping and stuff, you have to do several weeks at a time.
We try to. We have a really good supply in the pantry anyway, just because winters can get harsh and you can definitely get snowed in. We've been snowed in twice this year already, so we naturally just keep a lot of food on hand. But so yeah, you can't do that with fresh produce, unfortunately. So I usually go into town once every 2 weeks if I can. Or hubby, he delivers dairy products with a semi truck. So I'll just shoot him a text. Hey, on your way home, can you bring home some bananas or whatever? So I don't have to leave. I think the closest grocery store, because there is a little town on the other side of us. It's not too far. It's about 35 minutes away. And we'll go there for our big grocery shop and haul everything in and put it downstairs in the pantry. So it's not too bad. And during the summertime, we grow our own food, so we don't really have to worry about produce too much. But during the wintertime, we do, because you ain't growing in the snow. So yeah, I mostly crochet during the winter because nothing to do outside. It's frozen.
Are you in an area where you get a lot of skiers or other kinds of outdoor sports?
In my area, it's mostly snowmobiles. And then about 45 minutes away, there's a ski resort. And so, yeah, we'll see some tourists who come in for the winter just to ski and to hunt. And snowmobile, they do a lot of that around here. So we do get a lot of tourists even in the wintertime to do those things.
And then the summertime, I'm sure all sorts of outdoor activities.
Oh my gosh, yes. You've got fishing in the rivers, you've got water skiing in the lakes, camping. There's different types of hunting during the summer. It's not for big game, it's smaller game, and hiking. There's a lot of hiking, and there's mountain bike event or bicycle events all through the valley. So you'll see a lot of sport bikes. Yeah, so there's a ton of stuff going on during the summer.
Hey, Gloria, welcome in.
Hey, Gloria, full of tourists.
Cool.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, these little towns, like there's a little town to the south of us that has the major rodeos there. It's called Darby. It's a town of Darby, and they have the major rodeo that happens there, and we'll get people from all over the place in different hotels up and down the valley for that one rodeo.
I'll bet.
And then of course Yellowstone is filmed here as well. the show Yellowstone. The ranch that they filmed that show on is just past Darby, and we get a lot of tourists wanting to see the ranch.
Hmm. I haven't seen the TV show.
I've watched it a couple of times, so I know what it is. But it's on the Paramount channel, I think. It's got Kevin Costner in it.
Hmm.
And yeah, so we had let's see, last year we had a part of one of our roads here where we live was blocked off by several sheriff's police while my brother was here visiting, and I rolled down my window. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? What y'all here for?" You know, because I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking forest fire or something like that, because that happens a lot here. They're like, "Oh, they're doing a shoot down this road here in a couple minutes." I said, "A shoot?" He's like, "Yeah, for the show Yellowstone." I said, "Really?" I said, "Okay, well, so we can't go down this road?" He's like, "No, ma'am, you can't because they're setting up." I'm like, "Shoot!" I'm like, "Well, how do I get to Hamilton if I can't go down this road? I want to have to go all the way back." And so he told me a back way to go so I can get around that area. But so that was kind of cool. I didn't get to see any stars though. I didn't get to see Kevin Costner, you all. Did not get to see him.
Well,
I got
darn.
I got to see all the big Hollywood equipment though. That was kind of neat. I've never seen Hollywood equipment before with the big huge lights, the big cameras. I'm like, I didn't realize that stuff was that big.
They they used to do a lot of movies and such here in Wilmington.
Mhm.
I think there was a TV show that was filmed here that I never saw. Um, there was a lot going on in the entertainment industry, and then the state took some sort of measure that just completely ruined everything for everybody, as they are wont to do. Um, Something that made it a less attractive place for the entertainment industry.
To
Um,
film.
yeah, on the business side, and I don't remember
Mhm.
exactly what it was. Um, but occasionally I would meet people who were here specifically to work in the entertainment industry, and then suddenly they were all leaving.
Yeah, that happens, unfortunately. We haven't had I mean, I don't know how many places here in Montana that they use to film. I only know of Yellowstone, but I do know though that when they are here, um, I do know it does bother some of the locals, especially if they're filming like in Darby or in Hamilton, because those towns are small and there's usually only one road in and one road out. And if they block that road because they're doing a scene, it can cause some issues. But I don't have to really deal with that because we live up here in the mountains and they don't come this far, or at least they haven't yet anyway. So I know they did a shoot at the Hamilton City Hall, not last year, but the year before, our very first year here. And that was kind of cool because I got to see all the where the stars stay in the what is it, the RVs. They had them all lined up and all the big trucks with all the equipment, and they were doing a major scene at the city hall, so that was kind of neat.
Hmm.
But I mean, some of the residents weren't pleased because it was on their streets where their houses were. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do? It's Hollywood. Um, so it's really funny too because one of the episodes I actually did watch, I recognized the area. I'm like, oh, I know where that is. That's in Darby. That was kind of neat. But that's about as close to Hollywood as I've ever gotten
hmm,
in all my
yeah.
years.
Well,
So
I lived in
same here in
New
Maryland,
York.
the film because the sweetheart tax deals ran out and they didn't want to pay normal business taxes. So yeah, that's why they stopped filming in Maryland.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, Tank. I forgot about the zip lines. We actually have a zip line of our own that little man plays on that my father-in-law made. But yeah, there's a lot of zip lines here, professional zip lines that you can pay to, bravely ride on. Not this chick. Nope. I
Not
ain't
me
I'm
either.
not zip lining out of a mountain. Not happening.
No, no, no. I mean, I really do have issues with heights. I get nervous if I have to get on a ladder to change a light bulb. So, yeah, I just couldn't possibly do that.
When we take the side by side up the mountain, well, to take people that come visit us, we take them to Bear Creek Overlook so they can wave to Idaho, and I mean, you're more than 5,000 feet up in elevation in the air on top of that mountain, and I get nervous. I get really because you're on this narrow road going weaving around the mountain to the top, and the cliff is deep and far down. And I get nervous. And we also go up the mountain sometimes to go huckleberry picking. And yeah, it's nerve-wracking. So I'm not allowed to drive because of that, because I panic. So husband has to drive us up there because it's not safe if Nisi drives us up there. We may not make it down in one piece. So
Well, you might make it down.
well, yeah, not in one piece.
Yeah.
So and
Now
we have
I use
what do you call those off-road, what do you call those? Not dirt bikes. What do you call those? I can't think.
ATVs.
Yes, we have some ATVs, and I don't get on one of those either. If I go up the mountain, I'm in that side by side as a passenger. I would. No, I'm not allowed to drive up the mountain.
What do you mean by a side by side?
A side by side, it's like a big ATV that's enclosed, and it has a nice. You can fit 3 people in the seat.
Oh, okay.
And it has almost like a tailgate at the back that you can haul stuff in. And they just call it a side by side for short. But I have a problem with that. Really makes me have anxiety. Yeah, me too. Yeah, like I have like white knuckles by the time we come off the mountain. So
No, and it's funny because, I can take one of those trams, um, enclosed trams, up a cable up a mountain,
mhm.
but it's enclosed and it's usually safe. You hope.
Yeah, so you feel safer. You don't feel like you're gonna just fall
Die.
right out.
Yeah.
Yeah, side by sides don't have doors. So even though it's bigger than an ATV and it has more enclosure, it's not truly enclosed. There's no windows. I mean, you have a roof, but there's no windows. It's like a very small version of a Jeep is the best way to describe it.
Does it have seat belts?
Yes, it does have seat belts.
That's good.
Not it doesn't come across your shoulder though, only across your lap. So, I mean, they're really handy when you're having to, move stuff around the pastures, wood, trees, whatever, logs,
Mm-hmm.
feed, check on cattle, but and people take them up the mountain all the time. We're not the only ones, but I'll tell you what, it's nerve-wracking.
I'll bet. I'll bet. I think I would have to pass on that.
Yeah. So,
Well,
yeah,
it's
really
getting better.
I think it's beautiful. I love that color. Is that mustard? What color is that, David? Lane Brand had an awesome sale, buy 3 for 10, and I did not take advantage of it because I have a problem buying yarn without having a project already in mind because I can't decide
Oh,
on
I have
what
no
to
problem doing that.
I can't
It's
figure out what colors I want.
it's Big Twist. It's a 5,
I love Big
and
Twist.
the colorway is dandelion.
Oh, that's pretty. I love Big Twist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
Yeah,
5 weight?
it's a 5 weight. Yeah, and I'm using a nine
I love
millimeter
that
hook.
color. That would make a really pretty sunflower color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Daniel.
Oh, hey there.
Daniel, guess who turned double digits today? The big 10. Your biggest fan. Who's at school right now? My son loves Daniel. Loves Daniel.
Hmm.
And he turned 10 today. He's at school right now, but
He's a big boy now.
he is. I can't believe he's 10. And my youngest daughter turned 21 just on the 28th.
Wow.
I told my husband, I'm like, our children are growing up way too fast and they need to stop. He looked at me, he's like, honey, that's not going to happen. I will let him know you said happy 10th, Daniel. He'll be thrilled.
Mm. I remember, oh, this was many years ago. My mother turned 60. I said, I refuse to have a mother who's 60 years old. Of course, I'm 59 now. So, and she was,
Funny how that works.
yeah, she was 88 when she died. So,
I'm
mhm.
blessed to still have both my parents. My husband has his father and his mother, but they live in different states. He lost both his step parents already.
Mm.
Um, not sure how long we're going to have my father in law. He has leukemia and he's being very secretive about it.
Uh-oh.
And been doing all kinds of getting things ready and prepared. And so I don't know. I don't know how that's going to pan out. So my husband has some experience with losing a parent, although it was a step parent. I have not. And I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I'm not.
I don't recommend it as a joyful experience. Um, I, yeah, we lost my dad in 2014. My mother, it'll be 4 years ago next month. Um, so, yeah, yeah. But, my dad was 80, my mom was 88. Um, oh, hi, Divergent. I think I just added you on Instagram.
No, Divergent. I still have the squirrel issue. Husband is going to have to find it and rid us of it and make sure there's no babies and make sure there's no nest anywhere and also figure out how it's getting in and out of the cabin. So,
Did you see Daniel's message?
yes, Danny, I will email that to you ASAP. Thank you. That will surprise him and he'll be so excited. My grandmother was so upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not fun. My Gigi, which was my mother's mother, she was 88. And I actually got to see her and say goodbye. That was the hardest one for me, was my Gigi, because I was very, very close to my Gigi. But
Bye, Gracie. I'm glad you were here.
Bye, Gracie. Have a great day. But I got my gift, my natural gift of crocheting and creating with my hands from my Gigi. Because my mom said, you didn't get it from me and you didn't get
Yeah,
it from your dad. So I got it from my Gigi.
that's cool.
So I always think about that when I'm creating something. I'm like, my Gigi would have been able to do this and love this, and so it's kind of neat.
Mm.
So, but
Oh,
anyway,
Divergent says neither of her husband's
wow,
times made it to 60.
wow, oh, that's horrible, heartbreaking.
We've only lost, because I'm almost 60. So, and, some of my cousins are well over 60. But we've only lost one person from my generation of cousins so far. And he was probably under 40 at the time.
Wow, that's young.
And he left behind a wife and 2 daughters. So, but then,
That is really young. I'm 48. My brother is 51, and my husband's also 48. I'm 3 weeks older than him, and he says I'm robbing the cradle. He's so silly. So that is really young.
yeah, I think it was heart related. So, anyway, let's talk
Anyway,
about puppies.
let's talk about happier things.
Oh, the puppies
I love
are
fur
sadly.
babies. I love fur babies. I love fur babies more than most humans. Cause they just love you. They don't care what you look like, or they accept you for exactly how you are. There's no expectation except for feed me and pet me. And that's easy to do. Oh, goodness. My fur babies are starting to get gray hairs around the nose and the mouth.
Oh, when I started growing my beard many, many years ago, it was already turning gray. I think I was still in my 30s then, but it was already turning gray. Up here, well, I'm getting some gray on my temples now, but um, I'm more alarmed about how thin it is than the color. But yep, the gray beard.
My husband is it took him forever to actually be able to grow a proper beard because he looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo for the longest time. He had this one spot where no hair would ever grow. But in his maturity, that has changed, and he finally has a full, a pretty decent little beard, and it's just now starting to get some gray. And his hair is about as long as mine. It's way past down his shoulders, probably down the middle of his back, and he's finally starting to catch up on me with the gray hair, which I love because for the longest time I was grayer than he was. And then he has a little helicopter pad on the top of his head.
Yep, I've got that too.
That's getting wider and wider and wider as he ages.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I might start keeping my hair even shorter than this. I think it was about a week ago I got a haircut, but I might start keeping it even shorter because it's just so thin.
He wears hats and do-rags all the time. That's his solution.
I wear hats on here when I'm having a bad hair day. And sometimes I just have a hat to show off anyway. Oh, in fact, this one.
He
I
loves
didn't.
hats. My husband loves hats.
I didn't show this one today.
Oh, I like that. And see, that's kind of lightweight, so I could totally wear that while I got on my my green tractor and mowed the pastures. That would help.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for like real cold weather, but I have enough that
But
I do
that's
get.
just enough to shade you from the sun, though.
Perhaps, perhaps.
What's the brim look like? Is it a beanie Okay, so it's more like a beanie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should help keep my hair up and out of my face, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I do need to make myself a sun hat for when I get on the tractor because baseball
Now,
caps bother me too much. They hurt my forehead.
this wound up being a little tight on me.
But that's
And
cute. I like that.
often they'll, of course, now I have to sew this in since, um, um, what was I going to say?
You have a Premier Yarn affiliate? I didn't know that, David.
I do. So if you shop at their website, it would not bother me a bit. You know, it's funny.
I like their cotton yarn that they have.
I like most of their yarns. I'm not a big fan of cotton yarn in general. But I love their basic stuff. I love the Just Yarn that you can get
Mhm.
at the Dollar Tree. Um, in fact, you've probably seen what I call my $17 sweater because it was all made with Just Yarn. About
Wow.
17 skeins of it.
Wow. I haven't, the only yarn excuse me, I got the hiccups, that I've tried from Premier is cotton yarn so far, and that was because I was making little spa sets, the facial scrubbies and
Hmm.
washcloths, and I got the yarn as a gift through, one of the people that I hang with, in the yarny community, because we don't have a Dollar Tree here, and, so that's the person that said, "Well, you can order from it, or you can get the yarn online through Premier." I'm like, "Premier has a website?" And
Yeah,
they
and
just had
and
a sale. I didn't buy any yarn because I didn't get to it quick enough, but they were having a sale. So now that I know you have an affiliate,
yeah, and
that's awesome.
the Just Yarn is the very same thing as the Premier Basics. It's
Mhm.
just packaged differently.
Okay.
Okay, that's one loose end sewn in.
I just started to dye my hair blonde. Changing to gray won't be so noticeable. My natural color keeps getting darker. I was a towhead blonde as a child, and the older I got, the darker, dingy blonde my hair got, and now it's going completely gray.
Mm.
That
Mm.
happens a lot with blonde-headed people. So, and my hair won't take to dye. It's very coarse and
Mm.
dye resistant apparently. So I'm going gray gracefully.
Mm. I
I'm wearing my wisdom with pride.
I've never dyed my hair. Oh, it is 3 p.m. Um, oh, blame me all you like, Cuppy.
Oh, I've got to go, David. It is almost 1 o'clock.
I've got to go too because I've
Holy
got some
cow.
errands to run and stuff.
Well, thank
So
you for letting me come up and visit with you, and I'm loving that
I
shawl. I can't
enjoyed
wait
it.
till it's done.
Oh yeah, there will be pictures on Instagram soon.
Yay. I follow you on Instagram, so I'll be able to see it.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna call it a day so that I can go out and um, run some errands, and then we will see each other tomorrow at 6 Eastern, immediately following Granny D, and we'll have a good time.
See y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.